Wednesday, welcome to another edition of Wednesday Tap In Edition. This is going to be something that we're going to be introducing from now on, man. Due to the questions I'm getting on my live on Sundays, I'm going to make sure I take a more thorough analysis of my topic and dive into it even more. So I want to thank y'all for who can tap in with me. Sunday's topic was on F the streets. F the streets, right? When a lot of people that say F the streets, you got to understand, one, do you have family? Are you involved? Have you ever been involved? Have you ever survived or dealt with anything that comes from the street? A lot of people speak from first-hand point of view, means I dealt with it. Third hand means somebody you know that dealt with it. Or what interaction do you know what the street is? Remember, the streets, when people say that word, is an association with trauma, losses, issues, problems, and obstacles you must overcome. The streets is a narrative that we use for people that come from troubled backgrounds, like myself, overcoming, dealing with problems. How did we handle it? How did we overcome it? And why that behavior is not good to transfer. The streets is a mindset. Mentally, do you still survive on that survivor's mode? Do you still have to overcome to hustle to try to get something? Have you ever got to that point in life where you have to change what worked with you to now what will be applicable to your life? When somebody says F the streets, remember what they're talking about. Exiting survival mode. Getting past those problems. Learning how to overcome in a different way how I was taught to live. When they're saying F the streets, they're talking about the mentality. They're not talking about the individuals or the people. The streets come with always bad things we associated with. Never the good side, not the resourcefulness, not the confidence, not the ability to handle problems, not the ability to work with little and expand a lot. Whenever we associate something with the streets, it's always negative. What I'm here to show you is that I understand the negative notions and the positive sides to it, right? But when people say that, what they're trying to say is, how do I save myself? How do I escape? How do I develop better actions? How do I do better to get out of my circumstance that once had me in the streets? The streets is a narrative that we use for Black children most of the time. I'm involved in the streets. That means I'm trying to find an economic way out of what I'm dealing with, which I get it, right? But when you think about it, those skills that you had to do at one point in time, we should want people to get out those street behaviors. We should want you to find a more resourceful way to get past it. Because if you visit anybody in prison, if you've ever been arrested, ever been through anything that really happened to you in life that involves the street, you don't wish it upon nobody. The last thing I personally wish on anybody is to go visit somebody in prison. It's depressing. It's uncomfortable. It's sad. It's tragic. And remember, it only affects you. It affects your family. So a lot of times when we talk about the streets, we always talk about it from first-hand standpoint. What do I deal with? We don't talk about your family, your baby mamas, your kids, your nieces, your aunties, your uncles, your daddy, your grandparents, all the other things that happened to you when you were involved in the streets. So when people saying F those streets and the thing that come with it, we're saying F that philosophy. F those things that made me think I got to think that way. F that mentality that I got to be involved with the street, that I got to be doing something bad to somebody else. Remember, when people are saying, no, I love the streets, what they're saying is that I love what it taught me, which is fair. But what they're not saying is that we're not addressing the problems that come from it. We're not addressing the people that have to live in those conditions. We're not addressing the economic deprivations. The street ninjas that we got right now, y'all, that we see, a lot of them don't address the real problems. We don't address the societal norms. We don't address how the lack of resources is hurting us. We don't address or speak about the economic deprivation that's faced with us. A lot of times we say the word street instead of racism. A lot of times we say problems instead of, man, I need more opportunities. A lot of the issues you see that come with the streets, we make it seem like it's just one thing. When in actuality, it's the ability to resource. It's the ability to think or just have your basic needs met. When I first went to college, y'all, it was something called Maslow's hierarchy of needs, right? And the first role you need in your hierarchy of needs before you go to anything else is the ability to have a stable home, ability to have food every day, ability to have somebody that you can call and talk to. The people that I grew up with, we didn't have stable homes. We moved a lot. There was a lot of people going in and out of stuff. Bills weren't adequately paid. People were fighting, scrounging for the little bit of resources that we had. So I understand why the street mentality is there. We don't ever want to boycott it and say it was bad. But what we must address is that, man, we were wrong. We were all victims trying to survive. We were all trying to overcome and deal with our issues. The victimhood that I had to deal with in our street lifestyle ain't nothing to champion. It ain't nothing to be proud of. It is something that we can always wish that we don't wish nobody had to deal with. Now, of course, it helped us in our adult life. I get that side. But there's other ways to help people. You could self-educate yourself. You could learn how to take a different route. You can unlearn those bad behaviors that didn't help you then. But those motions that said the streets have benefits, we got to be able to talk about that. But I think the main thing we got to talk about is that it may have benefited us, but still had trauma to us in the long term. But I think this discourse is phenomenal. And I think the street cats got to lead it more because the college guys don't. We try to act like the streets don't exist. The one biggest faction that we have in the streets right now is that the guys that have the resources or the connections don't holler at the streets. I say this all the time. It's a severe disconnect right now. It is. If you got it, you go this way. You don't help another brother. You don't talk to him. You don't champion him up. So when they saying F the streets, they're trying to say, how do I develop a new mentality of how to outgrow those things? And they're right. So I love the discourse. I love what the brothers are saying. And I see both sides of it. But I'm going to ask the guys that want to say, don't F the streets. What is your solution? Is your solution to just do the same thing over and over? Is it not to have a change? Is it to say, I like the streets the way they are? What my say is law? Is that what we're saying? Or is it do it the other way? Offer a different solution. Saying, I don't like the way you want to do that. Saying, F the way you went about that. I don't think it's going to help you in your play in life. Do you want to recreate you? Or do you want people to have more opportunities? Would you like a young brother that is half your age right now to have more access than you did? I do. I don't want them to go to jail. I don't want them to struggle. I don't want them to do anything I had to do, but I understand it did help me. But if I can make them skip some of the steps, maybe not go through everything I went through, because a lot of people will not be you. It is crazy to say the streets recreated and there'll be another you, because there's only one. So when they're saying that, they're saying, how do I create an easier path for them to live through? For the young brothers, not just you and what they're affecting. How do I get past that? Because that's the conversation that we got to get to. It got to be a problem. It got to be a stance. But at the end, it got to be a resolution. What is your resolution? What is your thoughts? What are your feelings? If you are saying, no, don't F the streets, what do you do to solve it? It can't be just say, no, don't F the streets, that's it. You got to complete your train of thought. See, when you know a lot of this stuff is just academic discourse. It ain't no debate. It's a vocabulary scrimmage, which is good. It's good to talk about things. It's good to address things. But as we address them, how do we solve them? In Black American culture, we don't just talk just to talk. We got to walk it like we talking. We got to have a solution behind it. So I'm asking you, don't go by what I'm saying. What do you think? What do you think is going to be beneficial long term? What do you think we should be doing? And the answer cannot be, I don't know. Now I got to have some purpose behind it. You got to have some motion to it. You got to have some teeth. Stand behind it. Because the other guys that are saying it, you want to go against it, which is fine. But let's explain something else. We know it's a problem. We know it's an issue. We know brothers are currently dealing with it right now. But when they're dealing with it, it's your recommendation. So what? Or is it to, let's find another way to handle these problems. After street is an academic discourse among our street ninjas, which we need. First, we address the problem. Then we heal. How are we going to heal from it? We're going to heal by talking about it, going into it, addressing the problem, and most importantly, finding a solution. I hope you enjoy this Wednesday brief tap in from your boy. Comment, like, and subscribe to the channel, man. I'm trying to grow. I'm trying to give more. I'm trying to give more to the crowd again to let you know this discourse. What are you allowed on the subject? Are you saying F the streets too? Or are you more adverse to it? Make sure you tell me in the comments. Like, share, subscribe, and most importantly, thanking you for tapping in with me. We at that 1,000. Wow. Pay attention to the raffle. Listen to my playlist. Listen to my playlist out there too. See you next week. Crowder, gang. I'm about to be out. Hey, thank you for tapping in. Peace.